Shane and Lara Grant, two distinct individuals, begin their day in contrasting manners. As their alarms sound, they each turn them off. Shane rises, puts on his watch, and casually grabs a beer, while Lara proceeds to the washroom. They both brush their teeth, Lara with an electric toothbrush, Shane with his finger. Afterward, they both dress, with Shane pretending to handle his gun. He loads it, places it in his holster, and prepares a cloth with chloroform, folding it carefully and placing it in his pocket. Lara, meanwhile, sips coffee when her husband Dominic enters. He asks if she plans to stay home, and she responds that she is expecting a surprise package. After Dominic leaves, she waits for the delivery. Shane, in disguise, visits her house, and upon her answering the door, he places the chloroform-soaked cloth over her mouth, rendering her unconscious. He then drags her body to his own residence. When Lara regains consciousness, she finds herself tied to a chair, facing Shane, who is now wearing a monkey mask. He uses a voice modulator and offers her a glass of water, which she accepts. As she attempts to engage him with questions, he harshly orders her to remain silent. Lara, however, confronts him, revealing she has already recognized his voice and seen his face when he posed as a postman. Shane responds, claiming he thought the chloroform might have caused her memory loss. He removes his mask and threatens her with his gun. Shane then retrieves a piece of paper with instructions from his bedroom. Seizing an opportunity, Lara frantically reaches into her coat pocket and retrieves her cell phone, attempting to call her husband. When Dominic answers, he is distracted and uninterested, dismissing her concerns with a comment that he is busy. Lara urgently informs him that she has been kidnapped, but Dominic, struggling to hear her, asks her to speak up. In a panic, she drops the phone, and Dominic hangs up. He receives a call from Shane, who informs him that he has Lara tied up and demands that he arrange £1.3 million. Shane instructs him to await further instructions. Meanwhile, Lara, growing desperate, repeatedly tries to call her husband, but his phone line remains busy. Dominic, growing suspicious, tells Shane that he has already spoken to his wife and that she is at home, to which Shane abruptly hangs up the phone. Lara, now more anxious, manages to get through to Dominic again. She frantically informs him that she has been kidnapped, but before she can say more, Shane snatches the phone away from her. 3 hours pass. Lara, still bound to the chair, asks Shane if this is his house, to which he denies. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Shane, instructing her to remain quiet, opens the door to reveal his partner, Clifford. Shane explains the situation to Clifford, detailing how Dominic doesn't believe his wife is truly kidnapped and how he couldn't complete the required script with the husband. Clifford, matter-of-factly, warns Shane not to get emotional, as their plan is to kill her once they get the ransom money. Clifford then dons a mask and joins Lara in the room. His intentions grow darker as he reveals he plans to send a gruesome message to Dominic by cutting off Lara's ear. He sends Shane to fetch sandwiches, leaving him alone with Lara, and he removes his mask. Clifford unties her. She asks if he has sorted out the details with the pilot. Clifford reassures her that everything is in order. They share a brief, unexpected embrace before the phone rings. It's Dominic, confirming he has arranged the money but demands to speak to Lara before proceeding. Clifford refuses, instead offering his bank account number for the transfer. At this moment, Detective Inspector Ellis, who is by Dominic's side, advises him to continue talking in order to buy more time for the authorities to trace the call. Dominic stalls, repeatedly asking to speak with his wife. Clifford gives him just 17 seconds to speak with Lara, and she pretends to be terrified, urging Dominic to comply with the kidnapper's demands. After the call ends, Lara voices her belief that Dominic will not send the money. Meanwhile, the authorities attempt to triangulate the phone signal, and Clifford sends the account details to Dominic. Lara believes that it would have been cheaper for Dominic to simply divorce her when she had asked. She asks Clifford about Shane. Clifford explains that Shane is a drinking buddy of his cousin from their army days, and that he now breaks people's legs for money. Clifford reveals that once the job is done, they don't plan on paying Shane. Their conversation is abruptly interrupted when Shane returns. Lara grabs a knife, pretending to threaten Clifford. However, Shane pulls out his gun in response, forcing Lara to lower her weapon at Clifford's insistence. She complies and sits back down in the chair. Clifford tries to take the gun from Shane, but Shane resists, and in the ensuing scuffle, the gun accidentally goes off, shooting Clifford in the stomach. Lara's disbelief is palpable as she watches the chaos unfold. Shane, bewildered by Lara's reaction, takes control of the situation, grabbing her by the hair, forcing her back into the chair, and retying her. Meanwhile, D.I. Ellis, having been alerted to the gunshot in the area, orders the perimeter to be sealed off. He instructs Dominic to attempt contacting Lara again, which he does, only for Shane to answer the phone. Dominic demands to speak with his wife and informs Shane that the money is on its way. Shane, unmoved, hangs up the phone and proceeds with his original plan to cut off Lara's ear and send it to Dominic as proof of her captivity. Lara tries to reason with him, telling him the truth about her collaboration with Clifford, but Shane dismisses her claims as lies. He cuts off her ear and sends it to Dominic. Dominic, upon receiving the ear, confirms that the earrings belongs to Lara. D.I. Ellis equips Dominic with a vest, an earpiece, and a wire, and tells him a safe word for emergency: granola granola. He tells him that the kidnapper insists the money transfer be completed in person within the next 20 minutes. The officers take up positions surrounding the area. Dominic knocks on the door. Shane, now wearing a mask, answers and instructs Dominic to remove his helmet. Once he does, Shane demands that Dominic proceed with the transfer. Dominic attempts to negotiate the ransom, offering only £850,000 instead of the originally demanded £1.3 million. Shane, furious at the offer, grows increasingly hostile. Dominic ultimately goes through with the transfer. Shane tosses the voice modulator to Lara before angrily lunging at Dominic and putting chloroform on his mouth. Lara urges Shane to let them go now that the transfer is complete. She then uses the voice modulator to trick Ellis into thinking that he needs bank confirmation before proceeding any further. Lara removes the earpiece from Dominic's ear and plays both the hostage and the kidnapper at once. She misdirects the police into believing that the kidnapper is heading toward Tilbury Docks, prompting D.I. Ellis to send a team in that direction. Meanwhile, Shane puts on Dominic's clothes. Lara and Shane, now impersonating Dominic, enter the getaway car. Ellis watches them escape, believing it to be Dom and Lara. As they drive away, Ellis sends a team into the house. Upon entering the house, the officers find a dead Clifford with his ears cut off, and Dominic, unconscious. Dominic regains consciousness, shouting the prearranged safe word, granola, granola. Lara removes her bandages, revealing that her ears are still intact. The episode ends with Lara and Shane driving away in the getaway car. Please like and subscribe the channel for more videos like these.